One of the things I've noticed while we've been working here together is the power of stories, the power of women's stories. It is just so important that we hear each other, because we often think we're the only one in this situation. And when we hear other women speaking, we realise that we all have some of the same issues. We all are dealing with these in different ways. And if we can talk to each other, it's such a supportive, in a supportive group. It's really empowering, and it really builds our strength and our confidence in ourselves. Hi, I'm Annemarie. Recently, while at a Dairy Women's Network workshop for digital stories, I noticed the prevalence and widespreadness of depression among women, among dairy farming women. Everyone told their stories in different ways, but there was an element of depression coming through in a lot of them. Now, where does this come from? In part, I think it comes from our pioneering spirit in this country. The issues of strong independence, of working your problems out for yourself, of always working hard. Another element is isolation. Our job isolates us often because of the long work hours, and sometimes because of the distance we are from other people. And we can isolate ourselves when we become so busy that we don't have time to keep those networks, we don't have time to keep up with our friends, and it becomes easier just to keep working than to pick up the phone and call a friend and say, look, I'm feeling really down. The need is to identify identify this in ourselves, and to be able to identify it in others around us. If you find that you are avoiding catching up with friends because it's easier to keep working, if you have feelings that life's just getting too hard, that it's too busy, you're running out of steam, you're running on empty, working on autopilot. We all do these at times, but if it's becoming more and more of a habit, then, and if you're avoiding picking up the phone and talking to friends, that is probably when you most need your friends. Isolation is one of the greatest causes of depression, when we're not getting any of our needs met that affirm who we are, and yeah, just affirm who we are, that we are okay just ourselves. We don't always have to be doing things, but yeah, that who we are is important, is actually more important than what we do. One comment that was told to me was that you are a human being, you're not a human doing. So learn to be. Now, how do we pick up these signs in others? If you have friends who are always too busy to catch up, if they're always saying, oh, I'm just a bit tired, I'm just a bit too busy, if it becomes ongoing, don't be afraid to ring up, or to call in, probably ring up or call in, and just really see how they're doing. We're very good at knuckling down and just keeping going, but it's not sustainable in the long term. And the earlier that we can recognise the signs for ourselves or in others, and start doing something about addressing what the needs are that are lacking in your life, then the sooner we can be back on the track to being a whole person, to being happy in our lives, and also to being more productive on our farms, because we can think clearly. What can be done about it? The first thing is, don't feel a failure. I've heard this so many times, that we feel we have failed because we haven't been able to keep up. You're not a failure. No one is a failure. The only time we fail is when we fail ourselves to not seek help, so that we can become whole again.
What is the right kind of help?
what is the right kind of help? That will be different things for different people. You may have a good relationship with your GP. Don't be afraid to talk to him. You may have a friend who you know, if you got in touch with her again, she would help you through and just bring you a new perspective. There are counsellors out there, but you need to find the right one for you. There are other people who you can be put in touch with, but the first and most important thing is to take this step, and if the first step doesn't bring the help that you need, take another step. Don't be afraid to try. The earlier that it's recognised, either in yourself or in others, the easier it is to get back on the right track, to seek help, to start back on that path towards a good balance. I know we hear this talked a lot about these days, getting balance in your life, but there is no other word for it. We are spiritual, we are physical, we are emotional, and if we don't fill all those needs, then we're working only on a part of us. There is research at present being carried out by AgResearch, Dairy NZ and Dairy Women's Network into farmer welfare. I'm committed to following this through, keeping in touch with Dairy Women's Network and making sure that the information comes back to us in a vehicle which is accessible to all women.